how bad is the masculinity crisis in the United States? Worse than I thought. Let's take a look at a new poll that compares the approval ratings of Trump, Vance, Musk, and Doge to race, gender, and education levels in the United States. There are a lot of painful takeaways in this poll, but I want to circle this one table. I'm going to have to ask men to stay with me here. If you see yourself in this data, if you believe these billionaires, and yes, I include Peter Thiel's puppet, J.D. Vance, if you believe these men are fighting for you, you have bought their lies, and I can walk you through it if you have the courage to listen. There was a time not long ago when men without a college degree could get a great job with great pay and benefits and a pension, working with their hands and their heads, building things Americans need. But that disappeared in the 80s and 90s, and it disappeared because of the work of the Heritage Foundation. They worked closely and intentionally with Ronald Reagan, Newt Gingrich, George W. Bush, and now Donald Trump and J.D. Vance through Project 2025. They intentionally combined smear campaigns against unions with right-to-work legislation in red states, which simultaneously turned Americans against the labor movement while ripping out the leverage that labor unions had to get you better pay and benefits. As they did this, they worked with loud right-wing voices in the media. People like Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, Tucker Carlson, and now people like Charlie Kirk and Jordan Peterson. Those people tricked you into believing that it was women, immigrants, gay people, and non-Christians who were taking away your prosperity. And in reality, it was Republicans working with billionaires who funneled working-class wealth into upper-class pockets. These people are not role models for masculinity. They are caricatures of masculinity. Loud morons who have built their wealth on your back and who intentionally create and manipulate fear of weakness, irrelevancy, and insecurity while attacking your sources for valid information. Scientists, educators, and journalists, so they can keep you from seeing or believing what is happening. And this is the end result. Millions of men thinking they're fighting for themselves, when in reality they are fighting their neighbors and fighting their loved ones on behalf of the 1% of people who hold 99% of the wealth and power. Yes, women and marginalized people deserve better. But you know what? Men deserve better too, because Trump and the small group of profoundly insecure billionaires who surround him have almost completely destroyed what it means to be an American man. The American men I admired as a child, including both of my grandfathers, fought and defeated the worst in the human race so that marginalized people could survive. But now our Republican leaders attack and defeat marginalized people so that the worst of us can thrive. We deserve better, and the only way we're going to get it is if we reject them and replace them.